When I got Brenda's message, my heart sank. Neil and I are going to Hawaii. You stay home and clean the house. I stood there, holding an iced coffee I had bought for her. I had pushed the twin stroller across the airport just to get it. I never thought they would leave without me. My hands shook as I looked at the departure screen. Our flight was boarding. I had no chance of reaching the gate in time. My dream trip had turned into a nightmare. I felt lost. How could Neil do this to me? I ran as fast as I could, pushing the stroller, but I knew I wouldn't make it. The boarding gate was too far away. My heart pounded as I called Neil's phone. No answer. I called again. Nothing. I reached the gate just in time to see the plane take off. My hands felt cold. My own husband had abandoned me. I looked down at my twins, still asleep in the stroller. They had no idea what had just happened. I was alone. I had no choice but to turn around and go home. On the way home, my mind raced. We had planned this trip for months. It was supposed to be a special family vacation. But now, I had been left behind like I didn't matter. Why did this happen? I remembered how Brenda had sent me for coffee, how she had the tickets. Did she plan this? This wasn't an accident. They tricked me. My stomach tightened with anger. I wasn't going to sit and cry. If they thought I would be weak, they were wrong. I had to take control of my life. I entered the house and looked around. It was so quiet. They really left me. I stared at my children. They still had no idea that their father had abandoned them. I clenched my fists. Brenda had never treated me like family, but this was worse than anything before. I took a deep breath. Instead of breaking down, I started cleaning the house, just like Brenda had told me to. But I didn't stop there. I packed up all her things, every little item she had taken over, and threw them out. A week passed, no call from Neil, no message, nothing. Then my phone rang. It was Brenda. Her voice was shaking. "Diana, what happened? Where is everything?" I smiled. "You told me to clean the house, so I did." She screamed in frustration. I imagined her standing in the empty house, realizing all her belongings were gone. For the first time, she wasn't in control. She demanded that I come back immediately. I agreed, but this time I wasn't afraid. I had something she didn't expect. When I reached the house, Brenda was sitting at the doorstep. She looked upset. As I walked closer, she lifted her hand, ready to slap me, but she stopped. My brother stood beside me. He was tall, strong, and had been a boxer. Brenda's face turned pale. "Where are you living, Diana?" she asked nervously. "At my parents' house," I replied. Her mouth opened in shock. She had just realized something important. They had nowhere to go. They had sold their own house to live here. Now they had no home. Brenda tried to sound confident. "You can't sell this house. It's Neil's," she said. I laughed. "Who told you that?" "I bought this house. It's in my name." Her face changed. She had always believed Neil was supporting me. But the truth was, I had paid for everything. The mortgage, the bills, even the groceries. Brenda had no power over me anymore. I saw the panic in her eyes. She realized she had lost everything. For years she had treated me badly. Now she was the one with nothing. Then I told her the biggest news. Neil isn't coming back. He moved to Hawaii with his girlfriend. Brenda's face turned white. Billy, my father-in-law, just stood there looking lost. I could see them thinking back to the trip. Maybe they remembered the woman Neil had been so friendly with. Brenda's hands shook. "That's not true," she cried. But deep down, she knew. Neil had fooled all of us. He had left them behind too. For the first time, Brenda didn't have anything to say. She was always the one controlling others, but now she had lost everything. Billy, as usual, said nothing. I didn't care. I had my own life to focus on now. I turned to leave, but I gave them one last offer. My brother works in housing support. He can help you find a place. Brenda's pride kicked in. I don't need your help, she snapped. I shrugged. Then good luck? I walked away, feeling lighter than I had in years. A few weeks later, I heard that Brenda and Billy were living in a motel. Their small pension wasn't enough to cover their expenses. Eventually, they had no choice but to go to the municipal office and ask for help. Brenda, the woman who always acted superior, now needed charity. I thought I would feel happy, but I just felt relieved. They were out of my life. I was finally free. For the first time in years, I could focus on myself and my children. The divorce with Neil was fast. He didn't argue, didn't fight. Maybe he felt guilty, or maybe he just wanted to move on. Either way, I didn't care. The moment I signed the papers, I felt free. No more lies. No more pain. I had spent years feeling unwanted, but now I was in control of my own life. My children and I were safe, and that was all that mattered. I looked at them, smiling in their sleep. I will never let anyone hurt us again. My new life had just begun, and I was ready for it. Living at my parents' house gave me a sense of peace I hadn't felt in years. They helped me with the twins, and I went back to work. It wasn't easy, but I managed. I was stronger now. Then, something unexpected happened. A client from work started paying attention to me. He was kind, respectful, and never pushed me. At first, I was scared. Could I trust anyone again? But he never rushed me. He was patient, and over time I found myself smiling when he was around. Maybe, just maybe, love wasn't impossible for me after all. My children liked him. That was important to me. He played with them, cared for them, and never acted like they were a burden. Seeing them laugh with him made my heart soften. Slowly, I let my guard down. Unlike Neil, he didn't just talk. He proved his love with actions. One day, he held my hands gently and asked, "Will you marry me?" Tears filled my eyes. This time, it's different. This time, it's real. I smiled and nodded. Yes. For the first time in a long time, I felt truly happy. I was ready for this new chapter. Months passed and our family grew. My twins got a baby sister, and my heart swelled with love. My new husband adored all 3 children, treating them as his own. Our home was filled with laughter, something I had missed for years. No more manipulation. No more feeling alone. I had a family who truly cared for me. Brenda and Neil were just distant memories now. They didn't break me. I had survived. I had built something better. As I watched my husband play with the kids, I knew one thing for sure. I had finally found happiness. One day, I heard news about Brenda and Billy. They had lost everything. They had spent all their money staying in motels, and their pension wasn't enough. Eventually, they had to apply for government help. The woman who once looked down on me was now begging for help. I didn't feel happy about it. I just felt nothing. They were no longer a part of my life. They had tried to ruin me, but in the end, they destroyed themselves. I had moved on. I had a beautiful life now. They were just a story from my past. As I sat on my porch, watching my children play, I smiled. Life had been cruel to me, but I had survived. I had fought through betrayal, heartbreak, and loneliness, but I had come out stronger. I had won. I had built a new family, a happy one. I looked at my husband, who smiled back at me with warmth in his eyes. This is what love should feel like. No more pain, no more regrets. Just love, laughter, and peace. I took a deep breath and whispered to myself, I did it. I finally found my happy ending.